Yeah, cheddar. Hey. Cheddar. Yeah. So what, you grind now? Put your money up, your talent up, let's find out. Better rep your city cause we worldwide. Yeah, you'll be alright. Just stick to the guidelines. Don't be scared by the path that you headed. It's time to battle through the brackets with legends. You can't crack under pressure. You might have got some likes. Yeah, you made a little noise. But can you go shop for shop with some real boys? A.C.B.A. when I'm stepping in. Is you up for the test? Shouldn't even question it. You took the critiques like a boss. You ain't soft. Time to really show it off. Show these people what you got, Man, when it comes to bars, I'm finessing it. Bring your A game, ain't no other way you getting it. Man, show these people who you better than. A.C.B.A. We reppin' it.
Hey there YouTube viewers, Rectangular back, this time with a little breakdown of a video from the recent A.C.B.A. World Tournament. This is the 2016/2017 World Tournament going on right now. Scores for round 1 have been already released, and a couple people were curious if the judges were going to do any video breakdowns of any of the entries. I got permission from the DMC to go ahead and dissect his video, so thank you, Diego, for your help with this. I can't speak for the other judges. I can only speak on how I judge, so please keep in mind that the other judges might do things differently, although I think most of us are pretty similar in our approach. So just in case you haven't seen it, I'm going to go ahead and play Diego's entry, the DMC's entry, captured with my camera off my monitor, so the quality is not going to be as good. I will put a link in the description below so that you can go and watch it in its entirety. And please give it a thumbs up and leave some positive feedback if you can. These guys put in a lot of work on these displays, and share the love whenever you can. So there we have the first round entry for the DMC, and with the A.C.B.A. promo for all the sponsors at the beginning, it comes in just over a minute, and so it's just under a minute when you take that out, and very well done. Not a lot of wasted time there. We'll get into more of the specifics, but overall, that's the kind of short and sweet kind of video that we want to see. Don't want to see a lot of repetition, especially in the camera work. We don't want to see a lot of panning back and forth. So here was the opening shot of the video. Very well done as far as the lighting and the prop here with the wanted poster. It looks like it could have been taken out of a movie. Extremely well done. The way it's framed and the lighting is extremely well done. Only thing that I knocked him for points on this was the brick wall itself. The brickwork is good, but there are some lines in the you can see in the upper left hand corner where one of the bricks doesn't, the line, vertical line doesn't reach down to the first horizontal line. There's several bricks like that where they don't connect down to the horizontal line. So I had to knock him for that. You know, it's very nitpicky, very minor, but anything in my eyes that takes away from the illusion of reality is you're going to lose a point for. I don't care how simple, how minor it is. Anytime I'm taken out of the illusion that this is a real movie set, then I'm going to knock you a point. So he did lose a point for props and backdrops because of that. And let's move on to the next scene. Here we have the second shot. Framing is pretty good. Lighting is pretty good. A little bit on the harsh side, but not too bad. Posing is decent. The figure in the back, the Clark Kent figure, looks like he's leaning backwards a little bit. I know those figures don't have the best articulation, but I would have liked to have seen his legs spread out a little bit. I don't think too many people stand with their legs that close together, so he did lose at least a point for posing in that aspect. And also the props in the back seemed a little bit out of place. Nothing off the top of my head rings, something that I would have liked to have seen better there. It's just that just the ladder and the bucket and I guess the bench is okay, but the ladder and the bucket and the crate seemed a little bit out of place. I don't know. Maybe a locker in the back would have been more appropriate. Maybe some shelves. I don't know, but it's nice that he's got props. They just seemed a little bit out of place, so I think I knocked him a point on props and backdrops for that. But otherwise, the Dio itself is very well done. Continuing on to this shot here, and not bad. Again, the lighting is just a little bit on the harsh side. It's nice to see the FBI badge is a nice prop. The framing, I think, could be a little bit better so that on the lower right hand corner you're not seeing the cutout that's going to appear in the next scene. I don't think the cutout in the far left upper corner, I don't think he could have done much except for maybe move that police officer back so his head was blocking it. That's the only other suggestion. So cinematography probably took a hit on this scene here, just because I think the angle and the framing could have been a little bit better. Here we've got another angle from the same scene, and pretty damn good shot here. The diorama looks excellent. The police officer's got a baton in his hand, so that's a good add of a prop. You always want to, anytime you have the opportunity to have a prop in a scene, you should go for it. It doesn't mean you need to clutter your scene with props, and they need to be appropriate. And whenever you can have a character holding something that's going to add to the reality of the scene, just having characters standing there in vanilla pose is very kind of unrealistic, and it just doesn't add much to the overall display. So good use of props here. I kind of would have liked to have seen how you've got the Commissioner Gordon head that's been repainted. I would have liked to have seen maybe a mustache added to the Lex Luthor, something that so you're just not automatically thinking in your mind, since we're all collectors, like, oh, that's Lex Luthor in a cop uniform. Any kind of break in the illusion you want to try to avoid. Here we've got another angle showing the, I don't know, like a prosecutor or judge here asking if Frank has any last words, and pretty well done. I think the camera moved just after this, so it was still probably framed pretty well. Just in this example, there's some dead space on the right, but that's not a big deal because I think it ends up panning to the left. So it's just the way that I caught this particular shot, and it was mostly just to highlight the cutout. The cutout is well lit and pretty well cut out, and the edging is pretty decent. The light is catching the top edge of the cutout a little bit more harshly, so sometimes you have to go back. And I usually recommend using black paint sometimes because it doesn't leave a shine as much as like a marker will. So it's minor, but you do notice a little bit of a glare there on the edge. The placement is good. The stem is pointing towards the character's mouth. I think it could have been moved a little bit more to the left, so it's pointed slightly more to the mouth. But the thing that really distracts me is how blunt the edge is at the top of the stem. I would have liked to have seen it a lot more sharp of a point there. Blunt stems on cutouts for me, are really distracting. So I like to have that as sharp as possible, the way they appear in the comics. The lighting and the setup is really well done here. You don't have a lot of light blasting on Frank's face. Got some good shadows there. So good use of light, good cinematography as far as this goes. Also very good choice on the head. He's got there's a lot of expression on that face. If he'd used just a regular Punisher head where he's just got like a blank stare or a frown, it wouldn't have sold the scene as well as having this angry face. So kudos for concept and creativity as far as that goes. This cutout is very well placed, well lit, edged well. The stem is just a little on the blunt side, but very, very good overall. And yeah, I think this is a great section or great scene in the overall display. This is another example of where the cinematography could be a little bit tighter. I understand what he was trying to go for, panning from one side of the display to the other. It is nice to see, all of the diorama, but in this circumstance, I think if he had zoomed in more and you didn't have all that dead space there on the left, it would have worked a little bit better as far as bridging this scene and then the next shot together. I'm going to go ahead and click over to the next scene and you can see what I'm talking about, because here you still have that wide angle. You're seeing the effect on the floor, I think, before you should. That should be a little more dramatic introduction to what's happening than seeing it twice. You're seeing it on the floor here, and then in the next scene he kind of zooms in so that you can see what's going on. So I think the reveal happened a little bit too soon. If he had cropped it a little tighter, then he could have left that out. Also, I don't like that the police officers, the Blake police officer, is the same head. I would have liked to have seen him use different heads overall, but not using the exact same head. I think it's unrealistic that you're going to have twins on the same police force. So that was a distraction. Good use of props. He's the guy on the left, the police officer on the left, is holding the shackles. The other one's holding some keys. The doctor's character's got his doctor medicine bag. So I like that. I think the police officers, they got a lot of the characters have their legs really close together, especially the police officer and the FBI guy. So I think his posing suffered in that. Also, the Blake character, or the cop on the far left, looks like he's kind of leaning forward a bit. So again, those are some points that he lost for posing. Again, in this shot, revealing a little bit more. I like the angle. I just think it would have been, if he had been better, if he had cropped out the feet of all the characters so that you're not seeing the effect before we need to. So good, not great. Like I said, it just could have been cropped a little bit better, but everything is still legible and in focus, and still framed well. So like I said, if you had cropped those other scenes better, then you would have got the reveal here with the effect that he's trying to illustrate, the electricity flowing through the wire, and it's believable. It's kind of a little big. I don't know what could have been done differently. I would have liked to have seen a cutout with with like a onomatopoeia, saying like zap or zizzle or something like that, to kind of further sell the effect that the electricity is moving through the wire. You can actually hear the like the generator releasing the electricity to the electric chair. So it's a good use of effects. Just not perfect. I don't know. Don't have anything suggestion wise off the top of my head other than a cutout that could have sold the effect a little bit more. Maybe some hot glue on the other wire as well. It just looks a little bit big coming out of both sides of the wire, but yeah, it's not bad. It's good, not great. And then we get the final shot where you can see the last of his effects. Good cutout placement, good posing overall. The head on the Dum Dum Dugan, I think, is looking a little bit in the wrong direction. You see where Maria Hill is looking, and you see where Dum Dum is looking, and they don't quite match up. So that's one suggestion that for posing wise, the line of sight is very important. You want to try to have all your characters, your main characters, when they're focused on something, they all need to be looking in the same direction. Otherwise, you can't really see much in the way of props in this scene, just because we saw the Clark Kent character figure in the back. He was holding something, but just the way he's in the back, you can't see anything there. But he's got the cigar, and then you've got the effect for the cigar coming off, and so that was good. It was good that he didn't just have one effect, and I think it's pretty well done. That's environmental cutout. So the way that we're supposed to score is environmental cutouts are supposed to go towards an effect, so not towards his cutout score. And I think it was pretty well done. I think if he had really wanted to go the extra mile, he would have maybe had a like an LED light, something to come out to show more of a glow. But then, you know, that's going way above and beyond. That would have probably given him like a perfect score there. Basically, when you have very small number of effects or cutouts, you know, you really have to go above and beyond if you want to try to get a perfect score in those categories, if you're only going to have one or two items in that category. So yeah, here we've got his score breakdown for me. Posing, he got a 7. Effects, he got a 5. Props and backdrops, he got an 8. Concept and creativity, he got a 7. Cutouts, he got an 8. Videography, he got a 7. So his total score for me was a 42. And I think his average ended up being 43 or 45, I can't remember. But yeah, he got pretty much similar scores from all the judges that I can remember, and yeah, it's a very solid score. Anything 40 or above is very good. So looking forward to what the DMC does in round 2. And with that, hopefully you guys liked the video. You share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already. And I always love hearing back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.